So what's up people and welcome to the chapter 83 discussion of Kaiju 8号 or Kaiju number 8. So chapter 83 came out a few days ago, and as always I will leave a link to this chapter that's currently being shown on the publisher's official website, Manga Plus, for free to the North American audience. So if you're interested, I will go take a look at it before they pull this chapter back. Okay, so chapter 83. Chapter 83 comes out of a very tense situation that we saw in chapter 82. And what we find out is chapter 83 is a chapter that's seriously full of really cool images. Starting from the very cover image that we see of this chapter, where we see a very menacing looking monster number 8 looking at us. And from this cover alone, we understand that we are going to be in for a treat. And I guess this is somewhat understandable because this is the first chapter where Kafka has come out in a seriously long time. As you know, over the past few chapters, we have had a training arc, but the majority of the training arc has revolved around the other characters, such as Leno or Kikoru or Vice Commander Hoshina, and very little has revolved around Kafka. And of course, after that, we saw the results of what the training brought to all of these characters, save Kafka. And finally, after many chapters, we finally get to see our main character once more. And so I can imagine Matsumoto Naoya went out of his way to make sure there are tremendous numbers of cool images in this chapter to be appropriate for the return of the main character. Now, if you recall in chapter 82, we finished with a very tense situation where monster number 13 was literally destroying Kafka's platoon led by platoon leader Shinonome. And as much as platoon leader Shinonome did her very best, we saw in that chapter just how powerful monster number 13 was when he completely dominated the fight and overpowered her. And of course, what we saw at the end of chapter 82 was Kafka coming in to rescue platoon leader Shinonome, and we end with the knowledge that he is coming into battle. And so with 83, you kind of expect to start right away from that, but what we find out is that 83 starts out with a little bit of a backstory. Probably a few days prior to what's going on, you see Kikoru talking with Kafka, and she's telling him that if in this next battle anything happens to her and she gets into an extremely perilous situation, please do not come to save her. It is true that she has appreciated all of those times when monster number 8 has saved Kikoru, and most likely without that she wouldn't be alive right now. However, she also understands that she needs to be able to complete these fights on her own. To be able to be a strong member of the JDF, she cannot rely on Kafka to come and save her all the time. So even if she is in dire peril, please do not come to save her. And of course, we know when we cut back to the present that Kikoru is in dire peril. But as we also know, Kafka has a lot to do on his own for his own platoon. And platoon leader Shinonome is telling Kafka, please stand down. This is not the fight that you need to be in. He needs to be in the fight when monster number 9 comes out. And if he goes into the fight right now, monster number 9 will know of his new powers, and that will take away the advantage from the JDF. However, Kafka, being Kafka, responds back that he understands all of that, but he cannot comply to her orders. He has to enter the battle, and with that, he transforms into monster number 8. And the moment he transforms into monster number 8, of course, all of the other monsters realizes that Kafka has come into battle. And most likely, although we do not see it, monster number 9 knows as well. And so monster number 13 actually gets really excited to be able to battle monster number 8. And we notice that he has this really strange power-up Yeah, I don't know what it is, but he's flexing for a seriously long time. And through his flexing, yeah, he becomes significantly larger than he originally was. And with that, you understand that his power has also gone up. And he attacks Kafka with his powered up body. And immediately, Kafka returns with a single punch. Yeah, Saitama would be proud of you, Kafka. Now, I was kind of expecting him to go into his martial arts, but I guess he has also physically powered up as well. So it turns out that for somebody as mundane as monster number 13, he doesn't need to go into his martial arts, and a single blow takes monster number 13 down. And so this is witnessed by all the other monsters, including monster number 15, and they realize that they are facing a seriously powerful adversary, and they're going to probably have to team up to be able to take Kafka down. But with that said, monster number 15 realizes that she has her own problems because Kikoru Shinomiya has come out of her trauma state and is back into action. Now, we saw earlier in this chapter, once Kafka transforms into monster number 8, why Kikoru Shinomiya has come back is because he agrees to her request that he will not come to help her, even if she is in peril right now, not just because of her request, but because he believes in her and her ability to take on and win over monster number 15. And maybe that was enough, because whatever happened, she is back. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens in chapter 84. We have two potentially strong battles that may go up. One is, of course, the things that are going on around Kafka, but the other is the one that just started with Kikoru Shinomiya. I got a feeling chapter 84 will revolve back around Kikoru, and it'll be interesting to see just how she fares against monster number 15 this time. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in chapter 84, and once that chapter comes out, I'll bring out another video, and I hope you join me at that time. But this is the chapter 83 discussion for Kaiju Hachiko or Kaiju number 8. If you read it, what'd you think about it? Any comments will be greatly appreciated. And until the next episode, happy manga reading, and as always, Jaya everyone.